Welcome back to TFB News. Last summer, Texas ranchers approved a new state beef checkoff program. Gene Hall talks with Richard Wortham of the Texas Beef Council about how that program is progressing over the last 12 months.
Thank you, Tom. We caught up with Richard Wortham of the Texas Beef Council here in Waco at the Livestock Marketing Association convention. And Richard, we'd like for our audience to know a little bit about what's happened since the days when the Texas State Beef Checkoff passed.
Gene, we're really, I guess, about 8 months into this. Obviously, there's a couple of hiccups early on, but from a collection side, we couldn't have been more pleased. We're running right about 98% of what we projected. Refunds are remarkably only at a little over 4%, which is about $200,000. And so what it tells me is that there's a lot of support from producers, not only with the national checkoff, but with the state checkoff as well.
With the inflationary bite out of the original dollar, the federal dollar, plus the limits in cow numbers that we suffered because of the drought, there were some things wanting in terms of funding. Was research one of those?
Research was certainly one of those. To me, that is a building block for really everything we do, from nutrition to consumer marketing to beef safety, and that's been a big emphasis on the state board is putting more money into research. And if you look at that, we've increased that about 100%. So we're excited about that. And as these research opportunities that we could only have dreamed about in the past, now they can become reality.
Exports have always been a very big part of what the checkoff dollar does, and there's going to be something going on in Japan, correct?
Exactly. The state beef council, the Beef Promotion Research Council, is promoting with U.S. Meat Export Federation the Great American Barbecue, and this is going to be a month-long promotion in over 2,500 supermarkets in Japan. And because barbecue has become a much bigger business and a much greater emphasis in that, and so this is certainly a great way to promote U.S. beef, also helping the Japanese consumers understand how to cook it, how to cut it, and how to prepare it. So this is certainly an additional step that's being utilized to sell more U.S. high-quality grain-fed beef.
Speaking of exports, that is a very big deal with regard to this new checkoff and the way the dollars are being funded. You say Texas is playing a major role?
It really is. If you look at the funding sources to USMEF, the Market Access Program from the government is the largest funder into the checkoff, followed by the National Beef Checkoff, the Pork Checkoff, and then Texas as a whole is the fourth largest investor in the U.S. Meat Export Federation. So Texas plays a substantial role in the promotion and marketing in the international markets.
You'll now be able to communicate with our producers, our contributors to the checkoff, more than you have in the past. What message would you like to send out to them in terms of what the checkoff, both federal and state, is doing for them?
Well, it puts money in their pocket. If you look at the most recent return on investment, for every dollar invested, there's $11.20 return. From a state checkoff perspective, our job is to earn their business every day. Obviously, it's a refundable program, and so they entrust the dollars when they sell their cattle to us, and we need to make sure that we're trying to maximize each and every dollar that they invest into the programs.
Still to come on TFB News, we'll see how a farming family in the Texas Panhandle has risen from the ashes of tragedy.